Hi guys, it's Mary. How are you? It's been a while since I've made a video, and I have been thinking a lot about how to step back in and what is called for now. And I needed a chance to gain some clarity around that. So I am gifted this weekend at my friend Kim's up in the Northeast Kingdom. She has stepped away to help her mom. And so I'm at her house, which is on a little lake up here, Newark Pond, in her beautiful little cabin home, caring for her dogs and her horses while she's away. And it's really given me a chance to step away and gain some perspective and clarity. And so, as I have done this journey, I have spent some time just detoxing in the last couple of weeks. It's July, and we've been in this pandemic for a good 6 months now. And right before the pandemic, my dad came to live with us. So we've had a whole lot, considering we've had 4 kids home that were schooling from home versus homeschooling. It's a little different. We've all gotten clear on that. And yeah, my dad has dementia. My husband took a leave from his job to care for my dad, and then we all ended up at home. And I'm pretty sure I had COVID, even though I tested negative. Felt really sick there in the beginning. And just so many changes in our world, right? And so I have been taking some time to gain clarity. And for me, that means pausing a little bit from the momentum, which honestly, right, our lives are a little slower right now. And I think we all see a little gift in that. I've also just been intentionally doing a lot of liquids and teas and trying to limit the electronics in my time online and to find my way back to writing and my books. And always like lots of room for fruits and vegetables in my life, but just being a little more mindful. And today I'm at my friend's, as I said, and she's really got to jump on her garden. And I have a lot of fresh greens and some really yummy dill that's fresh from her garden that I made into a little salad here. Drinking some lemon tea. Lemon's really good for detoxing. And I have some moringa in there, which if you've never checked out moringa, you might be interested. It's in the superfood department, and it has a lot of really good vitamins for you. So, and it's a cleansing tea also. But all of that sort of slowing down, breathing, getting on my yoga mat, walking, eating good food, being mindful of what I am letting in, all of that sort of helps to decongest me. And when I do that, detoxing and cleansing, it really just leads me closer to following my intuition, to being able to listen and be guided. And so when I'm feeling a little overwhelmed and a little off track, that is a tool that really works well for me. And in the process of doing that for myself, with the intention of trying to really understand what it is I'm trying to focus on to share. I just finished up my integrative nutritional health coaching course, which I did that for the last year, and I have coached a few people prior to that, and I have a few clients I'm coaching now. But really just understanding how I can share in a meaningful way and am accessible. And I think whenever we're trying to figure that out, what's next, we have to look at our journey, right? And so that can inform our direction. And I am in my 50s, midway through now. And so I know that I have been working hard to figure out how to stay healthy, how to build my bones and my brain in ways to age for longevity and vitality. I say that my mom had osteoporosis and my dad has dementia. She had some dementia. So working with my naturopath just to say, how do I build those parts of myself that might be at risk congenitally, of course, and lifestyle plays a huge role in that. So what we put in our bodies is key to our health, almost more than anything else, actually. So lots of fruits and veggies. The bottom line, crowd out the things that you know you shouldn't eat by starting with the things you should. Fruits and veggies should be the main bulk of what's on your plate. Lots of water, and know where your food comes from. Avoid preservatives. Find what feels good and do more of it. And so I think if you begin to listen to your body when you eat, you'll know what you need. And healthy fats are really key also. So just as a little share from that journey for myself, I have added fish oil, vitamin D, and calcium to my supplement. I wasn't really taking any supplements, although I put them in my food with my different teas and smoothies, but those are some capsules that I now take. I actually do the vitamin D in a liquid form and the calcium in a liquid form, and then the fish oil are capsules. So just a little share there. Some people might want to also look and see if they have some anemia. I don't, but I did in an earlier premenopausal stage. So any women of my age might want to check that out if their energy is low. So between that, I'll be doing some kitchen shares and just longevity and vitality sharing of foods and practices we can put in our life to stay healthy and happy. But the other things, two things that I'm going to share is I've done a lot of work with stress management and resiliency, both in healthcare for providers and patients, and in school systems, and I do it with my coaching because stress is such a huge thing for all of us. So I've decided to create an online course, which I'm working on, and it incorporates mindfulness as a foundational component because I think it raises our level of awareness so that we can choose and rediscover what brings us joy and what refuels us to build our resiliency. But if we're not present and we can't tap in and listen, then it's pretty hard to choose. So the first part of my course is on the ABCs of mindfulness and how to develop that practice, and that will help inform what's next. And the second half of the course is about different practices to help you grow and be aware of what your intentions are, what you aspire for your life from this moment forward to look like, so that you can stay aligned with that, right? When the waves of challenges come, we want to be able to have a way to steady our boat. And that is the underlying theme that will go throughout this, is how do we reconnect, re-steady our foundation so that we can continue to grow and explore and choose and live a life that's joyful, and that we can go into these big events, like even a wedding, with fully being intentional on how we show up and not letting the stress of even these joyful things sometimes take over. So I got lots of tools to share with you so you can fill up your personal toolbox for that. And then the things that come uninvited into our life, disease, a relationship issue, a loss. For me, a lot of it is around addiction that my daughter has, and the 4 kiddos of hers that we've been gifted to raise. I don't know if I could always have said we've been gifted, but we've found our way there. This is our 8th year, I think, since that all came to be. And so I am going to make a separate course just for people interested in how to walk beside someone that's struggling with addiction and stay resilient, and how not to enable but to love and to forgive, and just that shared journey of how hard that is to do, but know that we all have what is needed for this journey, right? We just have to find our way in. So there's some overlap in that, but I do feel like people that are really in the throes of addiction and raising a family of a relative or a fostering event of someone with addiction, that that might be a separate audience that might appreciate a different angle. So I'll have one that is just for life, right? And then I'll have one that is for people that are dealing with addiction in their life, which unfortunately I think so many of us are. So that might be actually more relevant to most all of us, whether you've taken on a family like we are, or you just are having to navigate your way to understanding and being with that really epidemic that we're all a part of. And if we're going to heal, we sort of have to understand it. And even in saying this, I'm wondering if I should wrap it all in one, which I might do, because I think we all need to be informed. Yeah. So you'll see some kitchen time, a course on stress management and resiliency, really. And then I believe I'll start a podcast that will be about reviving resilience. And so I invite you to join me on those journeys. And yeah, it's nice to connect again. I'll try to do some live stuff. But mostly just want to share this beautiful space and just to remind you that as hard as it is to step away, and it was for me, even though my husband had supported and gifted me this time, when you have a busy, full life and it leaves it on your partner when you step away, it's hard to do it. But we all do need to be well first before we can show up for anyone else. So go for a walk if that's all you can do to get away, or go for a car ride if you need to. Find some stillness. Get on your mat and make something yummy for yourself that will really light you up from the inside out. And I look forward to connecting with you guys some more. Take care, be well. Namaste.